Hey Karen, we'll get started shortly. No, it's okay, Karen. Sorry, I'm just just typing some stuff away here. Just getting set up here. Um hey Robert, big game tonight. We should have won Sunday. I know. That Sunday loss gonna come back to haunt the Habs. We shall see. We shall see big time. Mm, Not too sure. But hard to say if tonight's a must win. I don't think it's a must win, but your life will certainly be a lot easier if you're not down 3-2 in a series. That's for sure. Um, yeah, no bad penalties tonight. We've got the lineup coming up shortly, and yes, Brendan Gallagher is in the lineup. I'd heard some talk that um, Dobson is practicing, and he is, but basically not able to even hold a stick at this time. So I'm actually not that optimistic about Dobson coming back as I maybe was a week ago. All right, so here's the lines tonight. So same top line, and then things get a little murky. Newhook, Evans, Demidov. Um, yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. I don't know. I don't know about that, but what are you gonna do? Deminov's going to play with a guy with some speed in Evans. Two guys with speed, Evans and Newhook. They're not exactly talented offensive players. So Newhook's not bad, but Evans definitely isn't. So we're going to see if, like, maybe they can be good with puck possession and get something out of Demidov. And then we've got Bolduc Doc Texia again. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And then Gallagher's going to be on a line with Danault and Anderson. And my goodness, do I think maybe it's the nostalgia of it all, but I just feel like 10 minutes of Gallagher tonight is going to do this lineup a lot of good. I don't think he can play any more than that. I think you got to watch out his matchups, but I think 10 minutes of Gallagher going hard is not bad. And as you might have guessed, Oliver Kapanen's the one who gets sat in favor of Gallagher. So no Kapanen. I don't think anybody's shocked there. Really hasn't looked great in before the playoffs. Probably about pretty much all of April was pretty cold. And then on defense, same defense. As I said earlier, it doesn't look like Dobson is really in that close as I thought. They said he was going to be reevaluated in 2 weeks. Then they made it a couple days. Keeps dragging on, but you look at practice, not really holding the stick. So I'd be shocked to see Dobson back Friday. Yeah, I'm not so sure. Sunday, anything's possible. Galley for sure bleeds tonight. Yeah, he's like an old school wrestler. In every fight, just he'll bleed tonight. I agree with you. Galley does indeed replace Cappy tonight. Yes, that is true, Robert. If Habs win 3-2 in overtime, wait, if Tampa wins 6-2, no, it's gonna be 3-2. 3-2s across the board. We need a 2C this summer. Yes, that was always believed to be the thing, but for everybody who was saying, "Oh, they should have gotten one now," there was really nobody at the deadline. Like, look at what the Islanders paid for Braden Shen. Would you have given up a first round pick for Braden Shen? If you say yes, that might be why you're not a GM. Frankly, there was nobody to acquire really. So this summer, maybe they can find somebody. Tribute to was John Garrett, R.I.P. man. Newhook Evans Demidov, Michael says with many question marks. What the fuck is the Pee Wee coach trying to turn Demidov into a third line checker? Who would you put with Demidov if it were up to you? Would you have put Dach? I guess I would have put Dach, I think. But I guess they want to keep the line together, I guess. Gordie Howe hat trick for Gallagher. They'll take that. Mark just got back from the Jays game. They played a late afternoon game on a Wednesday. No one's mentioning Kirby Dach after the last game because, as usual, he didn't show up. What are you talking about? This first goal was by Zachary Bolduc, and his line contributed that goal. I know he didn't get an assist on it, but he wasn't. He was involved in one of the two goals they scored, and was not on the ice for any goals against. So Kirby Dach had an alright game last game. He wasn't obviously the hero of the game, but he wasn't terrible. Gallagher does the same as Perry, crashing it. That's pretty much what we want to see from him tonight, right? We kind of just want to see him lay it on somebody. Oh, that's nice. They had Dick Irvin giving tributes. Well, they not on the air, but they asked Dick Irvin to give his thoughts to John Garrett passing. Galley just needs to be disciplined. Yeah, that's going to be the real test for him tonight. Lots of penalties. It's been kind of difficult. Jake Evans is not a second line center. Yeah, they don't have a second line center. I don't understand what you guys are like getting or not getting. They don't really have anyone. This is how it goes sometimes. I would argue that I mean Doc was invisible the last game. There's no harm in admitting that. No, again, his line contributed a goal. Like that's I don't know what else. Again, I don't know what else you guys are expecting. Stressful games. Jays just won. Two more to go. Both Habs and Raptors are tight. Oh yeah, the Raptors are doing all right. Decent season for them. Oh man, was John Garrett supposed to do Monday's game? That's very sad. Can the Habs win in regulation tonight? Well, they have not so far. There's only been one regulation win so far, and it was Game 4 for the Tampa Bay Lightning. But yeah, I don't know what to tell you guys about the second line center thing. Like there was no second line center to acquire. If there was a second line center to acquire, please let me know who that was available to take that job. It's gonna come in the off season, or they're gonna patiently wait for Hage to come in, or I mean, Kapanen is just a rookie. Like I don't think this season definitively proved that he can or cannot do the job. Um, but I do still think they'll still add somebody. Because then again, they also have Dano leaving after the end of next year, so they'll have some center depth to think about going forward. Seems what we're concerned about. Rookie goalie and weakened defense has been more than fine, and what we expected, offense from the top line, hasn't happened. Hopefully that changes. And yeah, Ray, it's been those are the playoffs for you. Sometimes you never quite know what's gonna happen, but pretty strange, eh? Pretty strange that the offense is dried up and the defense, which everybody was worried about. Max said, I have to admit, I'm very worried about tonight's game. It's going to be a very, very, very tense game tonight, I think. The Expos should still be around. Oh, love the Expos. Sad that the Expos are no longer with us, and mostly annoyed at the half-baked attempts. They're not even attempts. People just talk about bringing them back. I don't think any of them have or have not been legitimate. So the vast majority of us are Canadians, so we cheer for our three teams. Do you have a problem with that? No, I like the Raptors. I like the Raptors. I don't care much for the Blue Jays, but it's because I was a Giants. You guys know I'm a Giants fan, and I was a Giants fan. Even before the Expos left, I was a fan of both teams always, even growing up. So I've never been a Jays fan, but I don't hate the Jays, and I certainly because I really hate the Dodgers. So I was rooting for the Jays in the World Series. But I like the Raptors. I got nothing against the Raptors. I predict that tonight, three Habs get gooned and leave the game. Marty will turn the other cheek. When by get gooned, you mean they'll be the ones, the recipient of like Tampa Bay goonage, as opposed to they'll be the ones administering the goonage. Ooh, Karen used to go to Jerry Park and met Rusty Staub. Well, that's cool. Just as Pelodo bought the Alouettes, we need a rich Montreal businessman. Well, a rich Montreal businessman who can buy the Alouettes and the one who can afford. I think the Padres were just sold for $3.6 billion. I don't think there's anyone in Montreal with the stomach for that. I'll also say I'm going to be totally honest, and I know some people have disagreed with me, but I think Major League Baseball has absolutely zero interest at any price at coming back to Montreal. I don't think they think it's a good market. They've been extremely. I mean, they haven't expanded in almost 30 years now. I don't think that there's much of an appetite for expansion at all, especially as Tampa and Oakland slash Sacramento slash Vegas remains a like weird situation without sort of a firm answer. So I really don't think that Major League Baseball wants to come back at all. Sorry, at any price. MLB will not allow the Expos back. I totally agree, Darcy. I totally agree. Hello, David Darcy, by the way. Hit the like button. Yeah, hit the like button. I'd appreciate that. Bad juju. Like for the Expos, or predicting the Habs might get gooned tonight. I don't know. Are you guys? How would you describe your feelings tonight? Are you like optimistic or pessimistic tonight? Let me know. Are you guys optimistic or pessimistic tonight? Let me know. Mark is very pessimistic. Sorry. You don't have to be sorry about being pessimistic, but you're allowed to be pessimistic. Robert's optimistic, though. Uh, David's optimistic, but wants Wi Fi to destroy someone. And Mark says, well, I wish I was optimistic. And then Mark also says, hey, Mark, by the way, Jays and Raptors are only Canadian teams in their respective leagues. I was at the Jays game today. Springer standing ovation when he pinch hit. Oh, has he been? Is he back? Is he injured? Was he injured? Uh, Max says I'm androgenistic tonight. Are you now? I don't even know what that means. What does that mean? Doesn't mean anything. According to my Google search, means nothing. So I don't know what you mean. Quebec can't get a hockey team, so no way in hell Major League Baseball comes back to Montreal. Yeah, sad to say. Sad to say. I want the ref to start calling the Tampa embellishments. We shall see. Gonna guess. Gonna guess it's a no. It's not gonna happen. Phil, hey Phil. I'm pessimistic about my chances of getting the kids to sleep without challenges. I'm optimistic about the Habs. They got the odd games so far. Well, there you go. Tampa, man, Tampa 6-2. You think 6 goals? When are these 6 goals gonna come from? Damn. Edward is so ready for this game. Hi, Edward. I'm ready too. Let's get this on. Get the show on the road. Karen says optimistic. If they hit us, we'll hit back. If they hinge and dive, we'll hurt them bad and rock their world. I'm pessimistic tonight. Someone is due for a blowout, Max says. Maybe not. I hope the refs have been alerted of the Tampa fake jobs. Edwards feeling good about Gallagher tonight. Michael's very pessimistic after the choke on Sunday night. With Sierra forever. I'm in the Canary Islands. There are no canaries in the Virgin Islands. There are no canaries. Go Habs. It's funny. My primary concern tonight, really the one is not Gallagher. Sorry, Slavkovsky. What Slavkovsky are we gonna get tonight? He has now been bonked 2 times in the series, and the last one was real bad. And he definitely seemed un peu dans la lune. So I'm a little bit like, what? Where's he at? Mark's a half glass empty guy. As much as Evans lightly pushed Kucherov, he threw himself into the boards. If you watch in slow mo, yeah, but you can't. You guys know that if there's that level of distance between the boards, they're gonna call it boarding every time. You can't even you can't even touch the guy. Just how it goes. Play the puck. Karen says, I'm pretty sure the refs had a chance to watch all the Tampa embellishments they got sucked into believing. David Darcy says, I think Slav's going to run over someone beast mode tonight. Yeah, I mean, they're going to need him in beast mode tonight. Jack, I will have a big night tonight. This I know. Yeah. Slav is not a physical guy. Has he delivered one bone-crushing hit all year? He's not that kind of physical, although I will say he has absolutely demolished guys like along the boards. He doesn't line up hits, but he has just like bowled over guys fighting for the puck along the boards. He's done that. But yes, he's not a line up a hit kind of guy. So he hasn't. Maybe he should learn how to do it, but he doesn't. How do I know Jack? I love a big night because he's not Kirby Dach. I gotta say, to say nothing of Dach, I will say that I've really been very excited and happy for Jack Guy. He's got a chance to play in the playoffs, and I think he's shown that he's like a little Anderson on defense, like a guy that he's just like a guy who can elevate his game in the playoffs and like play that rough style. What would hurt more, getting a bowling ball to the stomach or a jack eye slap shot to the shin? Depends who's throwing the bowling ball. Hey, Hey there, Kelly. Win tonight, and it's near control the rest of the way. Same goes the other way, though, right? Hated that embellishment and fake injury stunt by Ribeiro against the Boston. Oh, that was a classic, man. Yeah, it wasn't great that one. Even the Habs fans weren't feeling that one too much. Edward says we totally need Veleno. Yeah, I maybe am I surprised that that Gallagher got in before Veleno? I guess I'm not. Gooley is capable of a Crozier type hit. Guys, Crozier is not like he's a big dude, but Crozier is not known as being this like physical monster as far as I know. From what I understand, he's not like this big physical monster, but he's a big guy and he was able to like get a nice piece. Lots of like Matheson. Matheson used to be before Matheson became this very responsible defenseman for the Habs. He was running wild on guys in Florida. Like Matheson used to take guys' heads off. He got suspended a bunch. Like a cheap shot guy. He was a cheap shot hitter back in the day. Mike Matheson could channel some of that energy. Did you guys know that about Mike Matheson? Did you used to watch Mike Matheson with the Panthers? Yo, that guy could hit a guy. That guy was not beloved on the ice. He's such a like. It's funny. He's such a like elder statesman now, but no, Mike Matheson was a nasty dude before. He could certainly do it. You're right. Gooley could do it. At forward, I mean, Bull Duke goes into the corners with so much velocity. He could absolutely like crush a like he could absolutely just knock the wind out of a guy for sure. Bull Duke, honestly, I could totally see Texier do it too, but they gotta like it's gotta be the right moment. They gotta line the guys up. But on defense, yeah, Jack Eye. I'm expecting Jack Eye. Struble could do it. Gooley, Matheson. Right now, Anderson's been doing most of it. Yeah. And that's why they sent Sabourin out right away, like game two. They realized they didn't have an answer for Anderson, and they just wanted somebody to distract Anderson a little bit. And it was a really, really nice play by nice move by John Cooper, I have to say. John Cooper so far has coached really well. Now, Marty has also coached very well, and he's made some moves that like got them wins. So to me, this is a really even battle. I don't like you guys are kind of like I don't know. I get the pessimism because Tampa did come back and win last game, so they've got the momentum again. But so far, this season, the series has been about pendulum shifts, and I think they're back at zero right now. So I don't know. I don't know what's possible here. Anderson, Lane Hudson are getting the job done. Seeing Galley skate out warms my heart. Finally, he is in. Teams that win Game 5 of 2-2 series win the series 79. Marks, just a little worried that Gallagher might be overly pumped and take a few bad penalties. Yes, he's going to have to watch out. Yeah, I feel like most of the pessimism stems from the last game being like not great. Let's see the glass half full. People, it's got Guinness in it. If only. I only got boring water tonight. But with some good ice though. Like a big ice block in there that'll hopefully stay nice and cold for the duration of this period and maybe more. This person singing our national anthem is brutal. Yeah, no, they haven't done. Boring water is my beverage of choice. Wow, you guys are really not feeling the anthem singer. Go Abs Go, Sky Digger says. Shout out to this veteran that they've brought out. I hope he seems to like Tampa. Good for. Karen asks, "Where's Rick?" Rick always pops in like right as the game starts, or like a little bit after. I would say. Did I miss the lineup? Yes, you did miss the lineup. Here, I could get it for you again. Here. Once again, the lines. Here are the lines for you, Sky Digger. Enjoy. Yes, Jake Evans is the second line center. There will be no follow-up questions about this. We already discussed it. Um, like I don't know what to tell you guys about Jake Evans being the second line center. I always thought, you know what? When we got to the playoffs, I in my head was like, man, if Dano has anything left in the tank, he might be the second line center before too long. But we have reached the point now where Evans is still a better center than is a better center than Dano. So Evans gets the you're the only guy who can play center position tonight. Um, I guess I'm a little surprised they didn't go back to New Hook at center, but I mean the guy can't win a faceoff, and I think the big issue there is who do you then put at the wing? I don't know. I think Struble could be replaced by Dobson. Ryan, I wanted to tell you, and I don't have any insider information, but I did watch video of him practicing. That thumb does not look great. He not is not really shooting the puck. I'm not saying he's not coming back. I'm not saying he won't be back. He could magically be back very soon, but didn't look that amazing to me. All right, guys, the first period is underway here. Jakub Dobesh 883 save percentage in these playoffs. Not. Somehow Vasilevsky's only 882. I feel like the goalies have been so good. Their save percentages are not good. Playoffs, man. Small sample size. You just never really know. You never really know what's real and not here. Anyways, very curious to know what happens with Gallagher tonight. I don't imagine he's gonna play a ton. Yes, I did see them do the Canadian anthem. It was nice, and then the people sang when the. All right, Suzuki with a nice little zone entry on. He gets the pass back to Gooley, and it skips right over his stick. That's a bummer. Oh, nearly sprang Josh Anderson. Can they get a cycle going? Hey, for everybody who was asking for Anderson out with the top line, you can see it. Nice job, Duke, on that dump in. And they were going to call off the icing anyway, but it was a nice job by Duke to get there first. Bolts are hitting everything that move. Yeah, they've got their marching orders now. They know how to, like, they're the way that they can't beat the Canadiens in terms of speed and talent, but they can hit pretty hard. How about Newhook jumping on a loose puck? Can they get it? Hey, why not? How about Gallagher? Gallagher does indeed make it 1-0. Can you believe it? Brendan Gallagher scores 3 minutes into the game. Maybe the Canadiens will regret not having put him there in the first place. Karen, I will give you absolutely. You did say a goal was going to come very early in this game. You were correct. Gordie Howe hat trick coming. Is he going to fight or is he just going to cross check a bunch of guys and raise hell? I guess we'll see. Unbelievable. Galley couldn't script it better. Oh my God. Gooley trying to get a nice little shot through there. We all figured we'd see Gallagher. Yeah, maybe, you know what? Maybe it was nice to rest him a little bit. And it was Newhook and who's the other guy driving the net there? Well, the other assists on the goal, just Newhook so far. And a nice job by Newhook driving the net, by the way. We're gonna give a little credit to Alex Newhook here, who's we haven't seen much these playoffs, but again, it's just like a guy that, man, you see his like skill, his speed. He's pretty fearless, and you're like, man, he could be a great playoff performer, and it just hasn't come together for him quite yet. But I don't think people doubt Newhook's talent level, or people don't doubt Newhook the way that people doubt. Oh, really stupid play by Gooley, but they bailed him. It is like bringing in a pinch hitter. I agree. He's the Matt Stairs of hockey now. I like that comparison. Oh, what a kick save by Dobesh. Did you see Gallagher's oxygen tank has its initials on it, Karen asked? He has an oxygen tank? I want an oxygen tank. I could use one. Ryan says we need to look out for Hagel. Oh my goodness. Every shift, that guy just gets to the net really, really well. If the Habs can contain Hagel, they'll win. I think so. Yeah, what feed am I watching in 45 seconds behind? Yes, I am watching on Sportsnet online, on like the Sportsnet Live, which is always a little bit behind, unfortunately. There's not much I can do about that. Oh, yeah. You're right. Jack Guy gets another +1. This guy just keeps being on the ice for these nice moments. Hagel's looking like John Druce. Wow, that's an old school reference. But yeah, he was a. We also got a Chris Kontos. Was Kontos good in the playoffs though? Kontos was good that first season with them, but I don't know if he was good in the playoffs. Robert, can we all agree that Marty's a genius? I don't think I don't. I know lots of people around here would not agree, but I think Marty's made a lot of smart decisions so far. Um, Evans and Deneau track Hagel. Yeah, that's one of the nice things about separating them. Getting both out there, you get like a good defensive center. Marty has good intuition. Hello, D. Smith. Good to see you again. Dobish has been solid. Should have brought up Florian and sent him all over Hagel. I don't know sometimes if a guy like Jack at this point in his career could even catch Hagel. He might just be kicking up his dust or whatever. Marty's a good coach. He's only gonna get better. Al Wilson was the man says. Max says genius, no, but he does know his team. Looks like Marty wants more greasy goals, and nobody scores has made a career of scoring greasier goals on this team more than Brendan Gallagher. Conto scored 4 goals in the home opener, but the regular season home opener or the playoffs? When did the Tampa first make the playoffs? How long did it take for them to make it? I know the Panthers made it 2 years later. Sens took, I'm sure, forever. I can't remember when. I can't remember how long it took Tampa to do it. I would assume like a season before Ottawa or so. Something like that. First line. Nice turnover there by the Habs. The blue line, but Demidov can't get it. So they've really like just changed up the lines here. That's not what I meant. About what? What do you? Which one? What thing are you referring to? Oh, Hagel sent it to be all over Hagel. And there's a stick in front. Lots going on. Wow, and it's a 4-minute power play for the Habs, so they can really take it. Man, this series again, it's 20-19 in penalties in this series, so it's like even, but there's just so many penalties. It just like feels like there's no like teams like the momentum just keeps swinging, right? Oh snap! Conto's had 9 playoff goals in 11 games for the 89 Kings. I don't even remember. I completely forgot that he played for the 89 Kings. I did not remember that. D. Smith says, I hate McDonough, but I'm angry at Gainey for giving him away in the first place. Yes, that was not a great trade, but I guess the Canadiens did get one playoff run out of it. Kind of. But yeah. I mean, the Habs could be up 3-0 if they play their cards right, right? I told the haters at work the Habs were going to win 5-2 tonight. You should have heard them. Why do you got haters at work? Why are they hating? Demidov. Ooh, get it down low. Yeah, get it down low to Caulfield here. Oh, yo, Caulfield. Really terrible. Puck moving. Get open, Caulfield. Come on, dude. Oh man. Okay, now they're getting a little. Okay, now they're getting some room here. Demidov passes a little ahead of him, and he couldn't quite get it done. Ooh, nice job by Suzuki to get the shot through. Vasilevsky was able to stop it, but like, man, Slavkovsky is right in front. Oh, you got Toronto fans. Yes, they might be hating a little bit. Speaking of Gainey, does he carry the torch Friday? Yeah, good question. Who could do it? So they got Gainey still. Larry Robinson could do it still. Um, maybe an 86 Hab. They could have an 86 Hab do it. If they score now, do they still have a power play? Yes, they do. If they score within the first 2 minutes, they still get 2 minutes of power play time. All right, Matheson at the point. He's got some room. Texier with a real Demidov has been mediocre for the most part. Yeah, some of it is his line mates. Like he just hasn't had a consistent line, but yeah, he's definitely been taken out this series. Which he's a rookie. Oh, it's 2-on-1 potential for the Tampa Bay Lightning, and nice defensive play by the Habs to get back. But they're not going to score in the first 2 minutes. Oh, Kirk Muller. That'd be fun. So they didn't score on the first power play. Can they score on the second one? Really, just no movement on this power play. Power play is not looking good so far. Dobish is out of control. Doesn't stay in his end. I know. I kind of love it. Oh, man. Down the ice again. 1 minute to go. And another terrible pass by the Habs. What is going on here? This power play sucks. They got final 30 seconds here, and they don't look like they got a clue at all. They really don't. What an absolute disaster. Habs forwards need to be more selfish. They need to move their feet more. They get so stationary. What is going on? Why is this happening? They all look like deers in headlights. That was a real unimpressive. Oh, the Habs must have made a mistake. Hi, pimp. Good to see you again. Made sure to come after the first goal, but that was a terrible power play. There's no doubt about it. Demidov was god awful in that power play. Sure was. That was bad. That was ugly. Power failure. Demidov needs more seasoning for sure. Yeah, I mean he's a teenager. Is he 20 at this point? I guess he's 20. Yeah, great rookie season. He's going to be a finalist for the Calder Trophy. But oh, a nice play by Tampa. And did they ring that off the crossbar? Yeah. Crossbar end post for Tampa? That was a bit of a strange. That power play is going to cost us. Well, Tampa's going to get a power play at some point, so the Canadiens are going to have to. They've just made their lives that much harder. Tampa barely tried on the PK. I don't know if they barely tried. They definitely are a very aggressive team on the PK. It's just that the Canadiens are just not that good at responding to it. And so now Tampa's going to go to the power play after Jake Evans flips a backhander. Coming back from the break, there's going to be a power play for Tampa. And yeah, Jake Evans just flipped that one into the stands. You can't do that. But you know what? Maybe better the Canadiens take that kind of a penalty than some other penalty. Because that one, they're going to call. And you just got to live with it. But yeah, good thing I have a full drink in front of me. I know after that power play, you're gonna need one. The number of times the Habs came back to win games this season at times seems canceled out by the number of times they couldn't bury their opponents when they had. Well, that's the thing, right? They seemed always to play better with the when trailing, but when they had the lead, they did blow quite a few. So it's not where you want to be in the playoffs. You don't want to be giving up leads or having to come back down a goal. It's very difficult. Totally blow a 4 minute power play and then delay of game penalty. Talk about serving it up on a platter. We had all the momentum and blew it. Now we are scrambling. Ay, ay, ay. That was. A Clamato and a Sapporo. Hey, that's a nice twofer right there. First line is trying to make perfect passes. They need to get grittier and more selfish. The first line, it looks so lost right now. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. So how long before we move Slav down to play with Ivan Demidov? I'm guessing 2 periods. I think if they really look this long, because now it's like not even a matter of looking like they're due. Now they really look lost. So yes, I do think that maybe maybe even the second period tonight. I think I could see it. It's already 3:30 where Michael Paul is. Well, pleasant dreams. Unless you plan on sticking up and staying up as long as you can. Oh, wow! What a nice effort by Nick Suzuki. Suzuki almost on the PK. Tampa seems energized right now. Right on cue, Habs Tana can take a dumb penalty. This is when youth meets experience. Yeah, the Canadiens are going to need to. Tonight is really the game where they're going to have to shake off whatever mistakes they make. And it's going to be a big test. It's going to be a big test for these young Habs, right? Like these are the games that are going to show you if you're sort of ready for prime time, if you're still like not quite there yet. So it'll be very interesting to see how the Canadiens. But so far, the penalty kill is looking pretty good. Tampa really hasn't any chances. Habs had a good chance. Suzuki on the PK. And there's another turnover. New Hook, waste all the time you can, bud. Or drive the net. You wasted a lot of time. There's a dozen seconds left. Nice job, Lane Hudson rubbing out his guy. Very nice play. Well, I agreed with a lot of you guys at the beginning there. That would have been a big momentum shift if Tampa had managed to score, but they didn't. And so now it's like, okay. Yeah, Dobish was really good on that PK. He made a couple of nice saves. Blue. That's funny. What a pathetic PK. Pathetic PKs all around, guys. I know everybody's like, "Oh, the Habs PK's lousy," but Tampa had a pretty lousy power play last game as well. Like neither of their power plays are doing amazing. So, that's not a good thing, but Tampa has not had a decided advantage here on the power play. It's important to note so far. like with the double minor, and then now that penalty. I believe they're even at 21 apiece. Does that sound right? Even at 21 apiece. Please God, don't let Corey Perry score. No, Corey Perry. But I mean, if Gallagher scored, right, doesn't stand to reason. No, I won't even get into that. So far, Gallagher's played a minute 25. Obviously, there's been power plays and penalty kills since then, so there's no reason for Gallagher to play. But it's funny that he's basically played one shift or two shifts. It says three shifts, but 125 feels like two shifts. Without a good power play, why wouldn't Tampa care if they take dumb penalties? Um, yeah, I mean, you never know. And I will say that the Canadiens had a pretty good power play during the season. I mean, I know they ended up finishing 10th, but like 10th is pretty good. So you don't want to like poke the bear too much. They know, look, Tampa knows that they've got to be on their best behavior to keep the first line, the Canadiens' first line at bay. So if you give them enough power plays, you're going to let them back in, right? Slav scored three on the power play in game one. Caulfield scored on the power play last game. So you definitely want to like not poke the bear, give that first line too many power plays because they're going to score eventually. They're not playing. The power play's not playing well. I get it. I told you guys they're not moving enough. They're not moving their feet and they're getting stuck. And Tampa is very aggressive. But at some point, the Canadiens are going to start moving again, and they're going to figure it out, or they're going to get lucky, get a lucky pass going, or so. I don't think Tampa is going to be emboldened to take more penalties. I think they're already just like they know they need to play aggressively to beat the Habs, so they're just going to keep doing it and sort of come what may. But I have no doubt that they're going to just keep uh, trying to not cross the line, but cross the line because it's how they're going to win. Because if this becomes a speed and skill series, they're done. So Tampa's gonna have to make this a grind amount series. And so far they're doing pretty good. But so far it's 1-0 in this game for the Habs. Brendan Gallagher, in his first game of the playoffs, scored with 3 minutes into the game. He scored exactly the way that you'd think he would. In front of the net, pouncing on a rebound. That's a high stick, no? Well, whatever. Won't matter now. It's out to center ice. Oof. Three minutes left in the first period. Uh, I mean, it's more like 2:20 at this point. Just another kind of soft pass attempt. All right, Gallagher's out. Can you do anything? Yeah, look at Gallagher pushing his man. See, I'd like to see. There you go. Look at Gallagher. Got no stick. He's just pushing guys. He was at the bench though. He probably should have grabbed his stick. Okay, he got his stick back. Caulfield doesn't even look like the same player. Yeah, he really just does not seem like he's figuring out what to do in the smaller space. What do we got here? Gooley's going off and Gourde is going off. It is indeed with 2:08 left in the first period. So basically, for the bulk of this period, now we're gonna have some two on some what was it? One aside, they say. Some 4-on-4 hockey. Uh, Pimp, you're the second person to say that they don't care about killing penalties. I still don't think they want to take penalties. I know that the Habs power play hasn't been very good so far, but Caulfield scored one on the power play last game, and Slav scored three in the game one. So I do think that they're gonna play their game, and their game is like trying not to cross the line, but often crossing the line because they're getting close to the line. So they're going to keep playing very aggressive, and they're going to. I think they understand that there's going to be penalty killing involved, but I don't think that they're going to be more emboldened to potentially take penalties because they're like, well, their power play sucks. Because the Canadiens have scored on the power play, they have done well on the power play, but they were pretty good in the regular season, and they have scored a couple power play goals in these playoffs. So you know, again, you don't want to give them too many chances because they were good in the regular season, and you don't want to just assume they're never going to score in the power play again. Slavkovsky, a nice move on Radish to get a nice high backhand on Vasilevsky, but it didn't quite. Would have loved to see Matheson be a little more aggressive on that one, but that's okay. Mishkov was a healthy scratch. Yeah, he was. Dobesh goes out to make saves. I know, I love it. Nice job by Dobesh there. But yeah, no. The Tampa has their marching orders here. They're gonna try. They're gonna push the limits here of physicality and see if the Habs can respond and force the Canadiens to either respond on the power play, to respond physically. Um, and it's good strategy so far. It's keeping them in the series, but it is still tied 2-2, and the Canadiens are up 1-0 with a minute left in the first period so far. Ooh, that's right. The Laval series is tonight as well. Such a long gap. The AHL playoffs are weird to me. I like forget about it, and then it's like, oh yeah. Well, Reinbacker's back in Laval, so it'll be fun to see what he can do. I guess Engstrom's not though, right? Engstrom's our seventh defenseman right now. Not very good passing there by the Habs in their own zone, but they're at least able to get it to center ice to avoid some trouble. I mean, so it's done here. Like first period's over. I was a pretty good period. I there's a lot. People are still pretty like on edge about the last game, but it's still like kind of shot for shot right now. It's not. I mean, it's gonna be tense to the end, right? It's gonna be tense till the end. But so far, the Habs have been able to counter what they've taken. They're both given and taken, both sides. But it's tough. It's tough series. I mean, you basically give Tampa the slight edge because they get the two home games compared to the Habs who got the one home game. But so far, it's really just been trading goal for goal. Ryan Cat says if our power play worked better, we'd be in a better spot. I mean, if the first line was doing anything at 5-on-5, like this series would this series be over? Basically, like the Canadiens are where they are with the first line not doing anything at 5-on-5. It's kind of crazy. You keep letting these guys off the hook. I guess that's where like a lot of the frustrations are kicking in with you guys. It's because I think you guys can see that we're like, oh man, if like the first line were playing well, if they were a little more physical, they'd probably like be in the driver's seat in the series, and instead it's just like a horribly close series. So I think they're kind of the victims of like, oh, they're actually like pretty good and ought to be better, but it's tricky. It's definitely tricky. But that was Suzuki's best period. Allison was the man says. Robert says Habs need to score the next goal. That would be, man, a little cushion would have been real nice. Robert's loving the defense so far. Blue said, I don't know how many Habs fans can't be happy with how this round has gone. Youngest team in the league against playoff vet team. This has been a great series. Yeah, I think the thing about it is, Blue, that I think people can see that the Habs are like have an edge. Like they have an edge on the Tampa. Like the only thing that Tampa's got on the Habs is like experience and like they're a little more physical, a little more intimidating, and everybody's kind of like, man, the Habs can just like they can just like harness their skill and speed. Like they would take this team out, and it hasn't happened yet. But that's it's playoffs for you. 5-on-5. What about 5-on-5? Oh, you like the defense 5-on-5? The dreaded 2-0 lead. There's no 2-0 lead. It's a dreaded 1-0 lead. Even more dreaded. If we don't beat Tampa, then we're no better than last year. We haven't learned a thing. That's why. I don't know if that's true. I think Canadians have already shown that they're a lot better than last year's team. And I think Tampa is a lot better than the Capitals last year. But I realize that not being able to get to the next round would be like disappointing. I don't think that means and because it would be for like pretty similar reasons. I get where you guys are coming from, because like they got physically manhandled against Capitals and lost, and then if they lose to Tampa, it's because Tampa beat them in the physical department. So it's a bit like, I get where you guys are coming from, but I think the team's better. So I'm also like, you don't want to throw the baby in the bathwater kind of thing. Our window is now, not next year, like Mike D'Amico says. You don't think our window is next year? You think this is the only chance? Star and D'Amico. I've never listened to Star and D'Amico. I'm sorry. I've listened to some other shows, but I like the one that I like make like appointment listening for me is Basu Godin. I listen to Basu Godin. That's my. I'd rather have anything dreadedly than be behind, says Karen. I mean, if we get the next goal, what others were saying about getting the next goal. But yeah, no, I think the window. I don't know. Our window starts this year. Yeah, like this is not I mean, for sure, they finished third in the conference, right? This is not a. I don't view if they don't make it this year. I don't view it as a missed op. Like I don't view it as like they failed. I view it as like a missed opportunity because I think they ought to go to the second round. I do think they're better than Tampa, by like a hair. Buffalo just seems like crazy this year. I don't know if they can beat Buffalo. That's not a dig at the Habs. Like just the Buffalo just seems nuts right now. And then Carolina, I think I misjudged entering the playoffs. I said that I thought that the Senators had a chance to upset them, and Carolina just wiped the floor with them. So I do think that the Canadiens like ought to beat Tampa, and I'd be disappointed if they didn't. Uh, in terms of window, like yeah, I think this is a year that they could potentially go far. Like if they beat Tampa, like what is their, you know, who's really like so much better than Tampa out of the teams that are left? I don't know. Tampa's like as good as pretty much anyone out there. So F Carolina. I know they're annoying, but man, I don't know. I thought Ottawa going into the playoffs had a ton of momentum, and they just got plastered. Anytime you make the playoffs, it's a missed opportunity in my book. You never know what the future. That's also true, Al. You never know what the future holds. It's not easy to make the playoffs, let alone advance far in the playoffs. Um, it's not a guarantee that the Canadiens make the playoffs every year, even when they're really good. Like we just saw Florida not make it. They'll probably, I mean, they'll be healthy next year and they'll probably make it again and be a contender. So complicated. It's complicated. So the Canadiens ought to take advantage of the fact that they're in these playoffs. There's no Florida. We have 20 million cap space and a ton of picks and prospects this offseason. Will be the next step for Hughes and Gorton. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see if the team is it's gonna be interesting to see if they make a really aggressive move. It's gonna be really interesting to see if not if the Canadiens make an aggressive move, more like if they're able to. Because I think they're gonna try. I mean, I think Hughes is always trying to make like a get another big fish. I just don't know if a big fish is gonna be available to them that they like. Um, but it'll be super fascinating to see what happens. Last year, Washington was just as experienced and tough as Tampa is this year. We need to learn how to beat those teams. That's a good point, Karen. I think Tampa's a lot better at that than Washington. I think they're a lot better team, but the Canadiens do eventually have to beat. They have to beat somebody eventually. Otherwise, you're just the Leafs, right? You're just the Leafs that like keep losing in the first round. So while I wouldn't view this while I wouldn't necessarily view this year as like a failure if they can't beat Tampa, I would view it as a missed opportunity and be pretty disappointed, and also be like, okay, like there's still like a lot of personnel moves that you got to make this offseason to kind of get the team to where it needs to be. These playoffs sure show that the Habs need a second line center. That is the big question. Where are they going to get one? If it's not Hage, I mean, Hage is now, he won't be here next year, which isn't the end of the world because he probably wasn't going to be the second line center right away anyway. And maybe he can step into the lineup in a year, but they're going to need somebody next year. They might try Kapanen again. Maybe get some reinforcements. Again, like, I think the right guy has to be available for them, and I don't know if that player is going to be available. I don't want them getting some old guy. I know you guys were talking at the deadline. Oh, they should get Kadri and stuff. I'm like, I trust me. Like the last thing you want is to be stuck with some guy making 7 mil who like is falling off a cliff. Like this team is just starting the window. Whether we say it's this year or next year, whatever. The window's on on the opening level, not the closing level. So to get somebody who their window is closing would be like a giant waste of time, I think. Unless you're like one player away and then it just doesn't matter. They didn't even make a move at the deadline. This team is far from complete. I mean, at some point, the entire bottom six is going to be redone, right? All these veteran players are going to leave one by one, and they're going to have to replace all of them. So, like, that's a big part of the team as well. The Oilers are not a team. They only have two great players. Yeah, what a messy situation they are. Robert Thomas. Yeah, Robert Thomas might be available. You guys are down with Robert Thomas. Suzuki isn't getting any younger, but he's also the oldest guy on the team by like a considerable margin. So I this is not it's tough. It's tough because I do think this team could go far this year. They just need to beat Tampa, and then I think they've got a good chance, obviously. I just think that like I don't know. There's only so much that they can do this offseason, I would say. But Robert Thomas is somebody, hey, if he's available, why not? I disagree with 8 years. I mean, how many years is Suzuki under contract? 5 years of Suzuki left. So I think you've got 5 years of like Suzuki left, and then maybe you've kind of aged out at that point. So I think you've got like a 4 or 5 year window. Podkolzin's good. Yeah, another one of those players that like Rick Tocchet just didn't like. Right? Tocchet just did not like Podkolzin in Vancouver. I thought he would have been a good pickup for the Habs, actually. I was a little disappointed the Habs didn't look into him. I thought he would have been a good third line winger for the Habs. And he was young. He fit that age group. He was in the Kirby Dach draft. I would have gone for Podkolzin. I don't think it took much to get him, but whatever. It's not the end of the world to get him or didn't. We don't need desperate moves. Better to go with what we have than make a bad move. Yeah, that's kind of what I see the offseason. I think if you can get a big fish, go get the big fish, but like, within reason. We need a second line center, and with that, a bunch of other guys will fall into the right seat, and we're good to go. Yeah. The other thing that makes it good is that if you get a real second line center, then you can move like when Hage comes in, he can maybe be a second line winger, where I think he'll probably be more effective anyway, and you don't have to worry about him having to be a center. When I look at Suzuki, I look at Bergeron, even without the same speed. So smart. And yeah, and you know what? Patrice Bergeron never had a 100-point season. And you know who had a 100-point this season? Nick Suzuki. So no desperation. I think we're on the same page here, where the Habs like still need a. There's still like a couple players away from being like real contenders. I don't think there's any disagreement here about that. It's just a matter of like, are they gonna be able to find those guys? Anyone else here think the refs have learned their lesson? Much better tonight so far. I mean, the two penalties tonight were no brainers, high stick and a delay of game penalty. So like they're gonna call those ones every time. It'll be interesting to see if they put the whistles away, and then what happens after that. Like if it looks like they're not calling a lot, that's where I think that you guys because you were talking about Tampa being a little more emboldened. I think if it seems like the refs are letting the teams get away with more, that might give Tampa an opportunity to take more liberties. Then again, it might take, it goes both ways. McDavid won't stay with the Oilers. This is their last chance. I mean, they seem further away from winning than ever before, right? They seem. I mean, they made the finals what, 2 times, and now the team looks like a step back. Oh yeah, Connor McDavid trade package. I mean, the Leafs should. I mean, the Leafs should just park whatever. Tell Austin Matthews have a nice life and bet the farm on Connor McDavid if I were them. But that'll be John Chayka's problem soon enough, right? Is he the next GM for the Leafs? Is that what's going on? It looks like it. John Gruden with the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa takes dirtier penalties like a cross check to the face. McDavid would cost us way too much. Yeah, I don't know if McDavid would fit. Because the thing is, Toronto could get rid of like Matthews. You know what I mean? Hoping to see a more determined team in the second. We were leading, but Tampa carried the play, and it won't last if this continues the same way. Let's go, boys. Pimp Vash says it was 8-6 shots for Tampa in the end. And most notably, the Canadiens did not score on a not a two-man advantage, a double minor, 4-minute penalty for Tampa. And then the Canadiens were able to kill off a 2-minute penalty. So, yeah, the Canadiens... and we're back. How about it? Don't even say it, Derek. We don't even want to think about the possibility of the Habs being eliminated right now. They're up 1-0. Gotta have faith, right? I would trade my soul to see someone prostrate Hagel. Yeah, let's see someone take him out. Karen says, not cheering for any Canadian team. As I said the other night, I want the Habs to be the last team to win the cup and the next team to win the cup. Edmonton won't want Matthews. No, I'm not saying that they would trade McDavid for Matthews. I'm saying that they could just get rid of Matthews and clear up the cap space potentially. You know what I mean? No. Matthews not going to Edmonton. I mean, another delay of game penalty for the Habs. Lane Hudson this time. Wasn't a great period for the Habs either, Derek says. They were moving fast and hard until they got that goal, and now a penalty. Well, Tampa did not have a very impressive first power play, but You like any team, you just don't want to give them that many chances on the power play because they're just going to make you pay eventually. And right now, this is a 1 goal series. 1 goal has decided every game. So even if you have a terrible power play, if you go 1 for 8 on the power play, you still scored once on the power play, and that could be the difference. There's Hagel. Somebody take him out. Nice aggressive penalty killing by Jake Evans there. And he is content to waste a little time. You can't win a cup with 2-star forwards and 0 defense. This is in reference to the Oilers, right? I mean, they have Evan Bouchard too, but he's a defenseman in name only, I would say, is what most people would say. And Karen's feeling nauseous. Do not feel nauseous. Although this is very tense. I don't disagree with you. All right, I got 40 seconds left on this power play. Nice dump down the ice. Oh, man! All alone in front. Newhook cannot. What a nice little chance there by Hudson to Newhook. And Newhook cannot. Hudson making something out of nothing. He's so good at that. Oh, sets up Newhook in front. Just has Vasilevsky's toe to beat, basically. And how did that stay out? Timur asked. Hey, Timur, by the way, happy to see you again. The PK was sublime, D. Smith says. Missed opportunity again. That's you mean on the Newhook chance, right? And not a missed opportunity for Tampa on the power play. All right, can this Dach line get something done? No, Dach got spun around a little bit, and now they're gonna have to wait to dump the puck in. But I like Bolduc and Dach as a dump and chase line, but so far not. It's not it's not really the Habs' strategy though to dump and chase. So I guess I shouldn't be totally surprised that it hasn't been working. Nice poke check by Dobesh. Anderson's stick was stolen? Jackie's getting a penalty. This is really, after that scrum, it's going to be... It's Pimp. I think it's 3 penalties, is it not? I feel like you've miscounted. Delay of game. Yeah, you're counting the 4-on-4 as a penalty. But not a great situation there. I don't really understand why Jack got singled out on that one, especially so soon after the last one. But we've got a Jake Evans breakaway, and he can't beat. But yeah, I don't really understand this penalty kill, or why they got a power play. Bit of a strange one. Nice save by Dobesh. I've seen them do the same thing in front of their net. They have a way of making us take penalties. They really do, and that was that again. That's the veteran leadership coming into play here. They're just good. I think also Cooper's really good at convincing the referees to call stuff. I don't know if that's what happened in this instance, but it has happened a few times already this series. They're just like, yeah. But so far, another nice penalty kill for the Habs so far. Anyway, we're only halfway through the penalty kill. Really nice passing by Tampa, but they're not able to pull the trigger. They always crash the goalie. They sure do, and that's really how they encourage the Canes. They crash the goalie, and then the Canadians retaliate, and then they give the Canadians a penalty. But I don't really know what you want to do there. It's like you don't not want to retaliate, so you just got to like it's a line, right? It's just a line, and they're good at towing the line, and they're good at pushing teams to cross that line. Okay, well it's back to 5-on-5. Hopefully for a while. I just feel like all these power plays have made it for like a emotionally stunted series. I want to see some nice 5-on-5 action. I mean, we talk about how like the top line hasn't been able to score on 5-on-5, but they actually don't have that many opportunities at 5-on-5 to score. Oh, we got a 2-on-1 brewing here. And that's a goal. Dominic James. This game is all tied up. What happened there? So the Habs turned it over at their blue line. So yeah, I mean, first things first, Hudson did get high sticked, but yeah, Gooley just kind of lost his guy. I mean, the 2-on-1 is played correctly. Dobesh kind of out of position, but Gooley was the one who lost it at the blue line and wasn't able to get back. So that's not great. So we are tied. Oh, just typing stuff out in there. Kirby Dach scored. Kirby Dach, man. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? They're not even gonna give me time to. Hey, dirty, greasy goals tonight. That's what it takes. I don't know why you're upset that they scored 2 greasy goals. I don't know. I know you're not upset. You're like telling them to take note, but they just did it. They just did it. So they have taken note of the goals they've scored. I think. Eating crow with ketchup. Max says, "I know Kirby Dach. Hey, I'm as shocked as you are." Dach challenges inner Mike McPhee. Dach using his size. Dach is trying to change my opinion on him. That's funny. I think we were all like totally done with Dach after this season. So I'm wondering if can a playoff performance change your mind? I don't know. I don't know. EFYMQ totally agrees with Pimp Fash. They got to keep driving the net. They sure freaking do. How big is Dach? Dach is 6'4", 220 about? Karen refuses to refuses to lose faith in Kirby Dach. That was a Kirby I saw when he played for the Blackhawks. I don't know if that's an insult or not. He wasn't very good with the Blackhawks, but I get what you're saying. That's the guy picked 3rd overall. Please stay out of the box, Pimp says. Oh my God, please. Please, I can't with the penalties anymore. Tampa's vulnerable. They aren't perfect. They just aren't making them pay for their aggressiveness. I totally agree with you, Pimp. The Canadiens need to be the ones to take advantage of those power plays. Dach would not be criticized. He did that more often. For sure. For sure. Hagel in the hash marks gets a nice chance, but Dobish stops it. Yeah, Kirby Dach is here. Let me get the official size chart on him. He's 6'4", 221. Yeah, 6'4", 221. You guys got that? I mean, Bolduc is having himself a nice little playoff, I gotta say. 3 assists now for Bolduc. And I think Gooley, for all his faults, has had a decent playoff so far too. I'm not too worked up about. Tampa sent ones off the offside posts, but kind of a strange one. D. Smith says Suzuki and Caulfield need to do what Doc did. They won't score from the perimeter in the playoffs. No, and Caulfield, even his power play goal, right, was scored in front of the net. I think a lot of it's going to come down to Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky's the big body that should be better at 5-on-5 and open up some space for the two scorers there. But so far, he has not been able to. Caulfield is afraid of crowds. He's going to have to get into those crowds. He hasn't done it yet. Wonder if Kucherov brought his scuba equipment tonight. Always, always with that guy. Oh, Newhook trying to send one across to Gallagher. Would have been a nice play. By the way, nice. By the way, Jane Struble, pretty good at the stretch pass. I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed. He's good. He's good at that one. He's good at looking up and like, oh yeah, I see a guy. Reminds me a bit of Joel Edmondson that way. Joel Edmondson was pretty damn good at a tape pass. I gotta say, he was not a player known for his offensive skills, but I was like, oh, this guy sends a pass much better than I thought. Okay, look at this nice little shift here for the Anderson line. Okay. Pretty remarkable that Doc scored 11 seconds after the Dominic James one. He really did not wait long. We are indeed officially at the halfway mark, and Habs to. I get what you're doing. No, it's Habs to Lightning one. I know what you mean. Shots are 18-12 Tampa so far. They've got 10 shots this period, actually. So they got a. Dobesh is really keeping this team in it tonight. He's having a great night. Max is right. The pace has picked up drastically, which in theory you'd think would help the Habs. The Habs are definitely the faster team. They're the better team in transition, but hey man, Tampa's a wily they're a wily team. They're good at positioning, they know what they're doing. The difference between regular season Caulfield and playoff Caulfield is that the former went to the net and the latter hasn't. I think it's less about getting to the net and more just about like getting into an available shooting lane, and he just like hasn't been able to be shifty He can score from the slot, he can score from the hash marks, he can score from the face-off dot. But you still have to get open in those spots. You can't have a guy in front of you. And so far, he's been not great at being able to just make that one step here, one step there to get a little bit of room just to take a shot. And now he's really gripping his stick tight. And even when he gets the puck, you can see that he's not thinking to shoot right away. And if Cole Caulfield's not thinking to shoot right away, then his game is not on point. So he needs to get into a nice shooting lane, make that 1-2 step, and then just shoot and not worry too much and not hold on to the puck, not trying to make the perfect pass, not trying to do this and that. Just get into a lane and shoot really fast. Nice play by Tampa off the rush, but the Canadiens just as quickly will send the puck up the ice. And Josh Anderson will give Vasilevsky an ice bath right in front of McDonough, so you know what's going to happen there. You know what's going to happen there. Karen says, I still remember the one fight Kirby had right off the faceoff. Stuck that long arm out, grabbed the guy's sweater, and pounded the guy into the ground. It took less than 4 seconds. Yeah, where's the. Maybe Kirby Dach. I mean, Kirby Dach, I think, still has dreams of being, the second line center of this team. And I wonder if like his if he gets a bit more like in Josh Anderson mode and realizes his game is like a little more limited, that maybe he does end up like fighting more guys and using his big body a little more. Pimp's a little concerned about how easy our zone is to get into. Yeah, they definitely need to hold up the line a little more. But I will say the Canadians have been good at retrieving the puck once it's in the zone. I find they're pretty good at that so far. But yes, the zone entries are not great. Yes, Kirby Dach beat up Andrew Kopp. Derek agrees with Pimp about the zone entries. Yeah, they got to cut that down for sure. Josh Anderson gets the next goal. He's looking good tonight. He's skating a little more tonight. Had a great start to the series. Got a little quiet, but I like what I'm seeing tonight from Josh. Not showing the effects of. You guys remember he left last game for a little bit after that hit, the boarding penalty he took on McDonough. He kind of like twisted his leg a little bit and had to. He went gingerly back to the dressing room, but he's back. What do you folks think Hughes should do with Dach? Let him walk or resign him? Well, it's hard to say just after he scored and has had 2 big games in the playoffs so far. I would thought they were done with him for sure at the end of the season, but he might change hearts and minds yet. And we've talked a lot about the $4 million qualifying offer for him, which seems like a lot, but my goodness, if he can, yeah. Kirby Dach's always. I'm such a sucker for Kirby Dach because he's got the size and the skill, and you're like, oh man, if he ever puts it together, but he hasn't done it yet, except for the last 3 games, I suppose. And here he comes again, Bolduc, Texier, and Dach coming in. Now this is where Texier is supposed to really shine. These kind of like tight offensive zone spaces, but I haven't really seen it yet from him. He has like 1 or 2 really nice passes a game where I'm like, damn. Yeah, Anderson playing a little bit of Coffee Suzuki. I feel like Slokowski is not at 100% this series. At this point, he's gotten bonked twice. So, not looking. All right, now here's one of those shifts where the Canadians are kind of a little slow to get it out, but hey, they're able to chip it down the zone. Dobish gonna ice the puck. Maybe not the best move in the world, but whatever. The lines are fresh. Doesn't matter that much. I mean, Kucherov, I've told you guys, Kucherov is the master of knowing when the ref has his back turned. He is just watching and waiting for the ref to turn his back, and he will just two-hand you every time. And it's just he's never he's the master at it. He's just never gonna get caught. You got to just like not retaliate. Karen says we are resigning Kirby. Hey, if them giving him like an unconditional you are in the lineup in game one to me speaks volumes to what they think about Kirby compared to what like us the observers who watch say. I still think they believe in his potential. I still think that behind the scenes he's like doing the things that like a guy who gets hurt a lot, like he's still giving the effort in practice, like all that kind of stuff. So they've shown a remarkable amount of faith in him. So you can't discount that. That what they think about him is different than what we think about him. Yeah. So now we've got Slav, Demidov, and Dano. I want to say. So they're definitely juggling the lines now. Yeah, it certainly looks like the lines are getting juggled, eh? Matheson with a nice point shot. Gallagher takes down his man. He's right alone in front. He had a nice chance there. Gallagher in front, as you'd expect. Karen, I was exactly gonna post the same thing. Galley down and dirty in front of the crease. I love it. I was gonna say the exact same thing. I was Gallagher's in his office tonight. Great shot by Matheson. Now Vasilevsky was able to see it through traffic, but it did look like it almost got deflected or might have been deflected by Tampa guy. So could have been dangerous for sure. And I mean Gallagher's already doing exactly what they wanted him. Gallagher's doing his job, net crashing. Caulfield needs to watch some tape of Gallagher. He's going to need to score a dirty one, I think, to get back on track. Caulfield's effectiveness is a little further out than Gallagher's. Like it's more like around like the hash marks and like around the face-off dot and like that those kind of areas. But right now he's so like ice cold. I think Caulfield's going to have to like go to the front of the net and just try to get something going here. Because his usual tips and tools are not working well. Nice job battling for the puck. The Canes can't get it in though. First line can't get anything going, man. Oof. Geeky just picked Jack Guy's pocket, but it also wasn't the greatest pass to Jack Guy, I will say. Yeah, as you guys were saying, Brutal pass by Bull Duke. I was like, he passed it back to Jack Eye, but like Jack Eye had a guy on him and he was the last guy back. And I was like, what the hell are you doing? And now people are going to say, like, oh, Jack Eye fumbled it. But like, you don't make that pass when you're the last defenseman still fighting a guy. And then you put a pass in his skates. You don't put it on a stick. Oh, Evans with the turnaround shot. I mean, nice. There you go, an icing. That's a big icing. Tampa's the one that's now tired and having to deal with having to win that face-off in their zone. So this is a really big opportunity for the Habs here. Top line out. Big face-off win, Suzuki. Ooh, Florian Jack-Eye scored. Love it. Ugh, I wish Dobson was out there for a play like that. He would have put a puck on net. Oh, man. Bobbling puck. Tampa almost had it. And then Dobish missed on the poke check, but then the puck, I mean, he did do enough to prevent a shot, and then the puck hit him in the pad. And then Slavkovsky steals the puck and then steals it. Tries to get it to Caulfield in front, man, but come on. Can the first line get anything going here? Yes. Come on. Carrier walking the line. Oh, Anderson from a pretty far out angle. Rolls wide. Terrible. Come on. Just get a shot on net. You guys at the end of your shift. There you go. Now they're back in the zone. Matheson. Oh, man. And it's tied 2-2. Matheson with the shot. Nobody comes back. It's a 2-on-1. Brutal, brutal play. Looks like it's going to be Gensel. So Matheson shoots it, misses by a country mile, comes in, misses it by a bunch. He's got to come on back real hard. I don't see him. Didn't get back fast enough. You just can't miss by that much. And that shot goes 5-hole. It's two-on-one goals on Dobish where they take the shot, and Dobish is a little bit, I mean, what are you going to do? But Matheson, you hit the net, and that doesn't happen. But also, you take that shot, you got to go back. You know what's going on, right? You know the puck's going to hit the end boards. You got to start skating back. He's the fastest skater in the league, possibly. Like, you got to be. We need Dobson back. This team. Where would this team be with Dobson? I mean, I guess where would Tampa be with Hedman? They'd be somewhere. So stupid. You cannot. Oh, man. Once again, this series feels like it's going to be a last goal kind of affair. Both goals scored. We hung Dobesh out to dry. Tampa owns the third period, dominated that shift, but the old age miss at one end and they score at the other. A dispiriting goal. Raptors are leading. So they're frustrated, but like, hey, Kelly Winger, good to see you again. They outplayed the Bolts, but made the most of a few opportunities. They had 2-2-on-1s, and they scored them on them both. And the Canadiens had their own chances. Soul crushing. It's still tied 2-2. It's they're not cooked yet. I'm sick of seeing them fading when scored on late. Matheson can't miss the net on that shot. They're gonna have to put on their big boy pants here. There's 2:25 left in the second period. It is tied 2-2. Tampa leading 23-16 in shots. Canadiens were up 2-1 not that long ago, and then Gensel tied it up. The Canadiens are they're going to have to find a way to get some shots through traffic. They keep hitting legs. They keep not connecting on passes. That's offside, I'm sure. But yeah, the Canadiens are going to have... These are the kind of challenges that they're going to have to, like... Jesus, Caulfield has literally disappeared. This has been... He's got a... Man, he's just got a... Still time for him to turn this around, but it's getting dusky out here. 2 mistakes, 2 goals against. Pimvash calls us a carbon copy of the last game. Have the lead, give up one late, second bad turnover, and then Tampa just hangs around. Yeah, that is well. Hopefully, again, as Marty said, you got to write a new narrative. So hopefully the Canadiens can write a new narrative here. Oh, Demidov in front of that, trying to hack away at a puck, but it's under Vasilevsky. So the Canadiens are going to have to not do what happened on Sunday, and they're going to have to find a way to not blow this lead. They were up 2-1, they were up 1-0, they're up 2-1, and each time Tampa's had a response. So the Canadiens are they're going to have to, like, figure this out. This is a big moment for the Canadiens in just terms of figuring out who they are here. Kelly says, tighten up, boys. Exactly. Gooley with a shot through traffic. Hits the end boards and comes right back for a 2-on-2. And this time it's Hagel with Hudson going in the corner. But man, Hudson's on him like white on rice. Did they let you say that still? I don't even know what that expression means. Canadians dump it, but it's really not their style. They got to try to, like... Do we have another D-man who can hit the net? Yes, his name is Noah Jobson. He is not currently available. Carrier's not bad at it too. He needs to maybe get a shot in there. Oh, there you go. Carriers bounces off a leg and goes to center ice. Brutal. All right, 38 seconds left in this period. And Vasilevsky loses it! Dano tried to hit the airborne puck that got centered in front. Couldn't get it done. And now Tampa's coming in. They've got some momentum here. Bouncing puck in the corner. Habs should be able to finish this without giving up another chance. Oh, man. Another missed opportunity for the Habs. It is tied 2-2. But they had a chance to escape with the lead and could not get it done. Not a great end to the period for the Habs, but it's still 2-2. It's still only 2-2. I understand the sort of the frustrations because it's like they're the ones that get the lead and then they lose the lead, so it's like, why can't you close this out? But it is still just 2-2. It's still anybody's game. The Canadiens are going to have to reverse course on what happened last game. Last game, of course, went into the third period and blew it. And this time they're going to have to get the go-ahead goal here. Pimp, I don't understand this. Tampa isn't trying hard. Like, this is the game that they play to win. It's not trying. Trust me, they're definitely trying hard to win. What do you think? They're just like dipsy doodling around? Like, no. This is Tampa's game. Like, they are playing their game. They're not a team that's gonna like skate circles around you and dominate. Like, they are a team that's going to force you to make mistakes, and they will prey on those mistakes. Like, this is exactly what they're like built to do. I know it's not like the most impressive looking hockey sometimes, but it's very, very ruthlessly efficient, and they're very ruthlessly efficient, I will say. Caulfield's 50-goal season means nothing now. No. It's still he's still the second best leading goal scorer in the league, but he's getting a harsh lesson this series in how you got to elevate your game in the playoffs. But I will say he looked good last year in the playoffs, and he looked good that first year. So he has it in him. Obviously, now he's like the main focal point, so it's a little harder for him. But he's still got it. His tough lessons are going to be learned for this team on the road to being like good again. You know what I mean? Like, this team wasn't just gonna like magically be good one day and then just win 82 games and then win all the games in the playoffs and life is great. Like, they were gonna go through some of this stuff. So Cole's in his quest to be a good player and a great player in this league, to be one of the great Habs, one of the great NHLers. Cole Caulfield is gonna have to learn how to fight through what's going on right now, which is a mix of them giving him no space, a mix of him not being able to play his game, and a mix of him just like not having confidence. But he's just gonna have to figure it out, and that's part of being a good player. And if he doesn't figure it out, yes, then at that point I will, he's gonna go down as I don't know, a William Nylander type or somebody or whoever you want to talk about as being like somebody who doesn't who doesn't measure up in the playoffs, but he's still got to figure it out. Caulfield is Mr. Perimeter. Yeah, he hasn't quite found that space. Oh, he was hoping Caulfield was a shut, but he looks like a Pierre LaRouche. I mean, we're 5 games in the play. Like, you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. He's not playing well. I'll give you that much, but he's not a hopeless cause. He's just not playing well at the moment. We'll see what happens. Anything can happen still. Blue says Habs are playing a good game right on this on the road. Habs haven't really been trying. Why are we saying not trying? Everybody's trying very hard. The one thing that I'm gonna push back on, if you guys are saying that the teams aren't trying or like, oh, they're being lazy, trust me, these teams are like killing each other right now. They're just not able to beat the other side. There's a difference between that. Cole won't want to be lumped with Austin Matthews' no show, but he might if he can't figure this one out. Didn't like the Gensel goal. I think Dobes should have had that one. Normally, his butterfly is very good in the 5-hole. Yeah, he got beat. Pimp said, Slav, Suzuki, Caulfield, Demidov are absolutely invisible. Can't win when your big guns are scared and just expect to play around the perimeter. Suzuki, I think, is playing a little better tonight. But I'll give you that Demidov's he's been thrown off his game, and I'm pretty sure Slav's brain cells got mashed in by those two punches. He just hasn't really looked the same. Tampa Bay is Slav and Suzuki are playing 4-5 with Caulfield. Okay. Oh my goodness, Karen just ate the gummy. Tampa Bay is one of the most penalized teams in the NHL. Yeah, yet they don't even have to take any against us in this game. We are too soft and easy. Well, they did take a 4-minute penalty, and the Canadiens did not score on it. So they did take a penalty. What are the penalties right now? It's 3 for Tampa, 3 power plays for Tampa, 2 for Montreal. So I do think we're probably going to get one evened at some point. But I mean, this series has been nothing but penalties for both sides. So it hasn't been a great, in terms of staying out of the box, hasn't been really great for either side. D-men hit the net. Good things happen. Garbage goals count. Same. Hey, look at Lane Hudson's game winner in overtime. And that one certainly didn't look like it was going to go in, and then it did. Awesome goal by Kirby Dach. I know, we got to see more of those from him. Doc is stepping up, looking good. I know. If Doc can step up in the playoffs, then anybody can, right? I think. Wow, Max is feeling confident coming out in the third. Wow, I don't know where that's coming from, Max. I love it. Love to see the confidence in you though. Don't ask me why. Yeah, fair. It's a little irrational right now. I really this whole series has been too close for me to call. It just feels like it's one penalty, one bounce, one something away from the winner being decided, and it just seems like every game somebody kind of steps up. Um, it's been tough. It's been a really tough series. Not a lot of room. Uh, as somebody pointed out, like McDavid also hasn't really had a good playoff. Like a lot of the really good players have not really been very good. So it's probably not that surprising that the Canadiens' top line's been shut down so far. But it just doesn't matter, right? They're just gonna have to figure this one out. One thing Laval after 2 periods, nice. It might be time to drastically change lines. Caulfield is line a 2.0 this year. This year, Caulfield's already he's already line a 2.0 this year. How soon we forget the 51 goals, but I don't deny that the lines. I mean, I think Marty's already been like testing out different lines. We did see Anderson out on the top line for a shift. We have seen Slavkovsky with Demidov, so there is some tinkering. There does seem to be a little tinkering going around, and then when there's been an offensive zone face off, they've put like the top line back on. But there's been like a little bit of like change up. So I think Marty agrees with you, and there's going to be some movement going around. Kirby could be the difference tonight. Can you believe it? I mean, that's what the playoffs are all about, right? Somebody, Okay. Here, I'll ask you guys a question. I gotta get a glass of change up my glass of water here, but I want to ask you guys, how would you change up the lines for the third period? You guys all have some very good ideas for the third periods. I'm very intrigued to know how maybe you would change up the lines. Let me know. I'll be back in like one minute. So what do we got here? Not much yet. Huge third, boys. It's yours for the taking, Kelly Winger says. This is still like anybody's game. Every game so far has been anybody's game. It's been very, very. I mean, it's incredibly entertaining hockey, but it's incredibly frustrating all around because it's just like, who's gonna take over? Nobody has yet. Cole better be hurt because no points and barely any shots or 5 plays, 5-on-5 is not good. He gets paid to score. Well, he did score a goal the last game. I will say. Uh, but no, he's not. He's not playing well. First line's not playing. First line's been shut down, and that's why we're talking about maybe changing the lines for the third period. Because clearly, all those guys on the first line, Cirelli's taking them down. They're just not getting any chances. Goes without saying, but I'll say it anyway. The next period probably decides the series. The three going up 3-2 in the series obviously is going to have a huge advantage. It'll be very hard to in this series to come back and win two in a row, but I would not doubt it at all. And as much as you all hate Cole, I bet he scores the winner. Well, but that's the thing, right? All it's going to take is one chance. Like we know that like the thing about the first line is they're definitely being shut down. I agree with you guys, but some of you are like, "Oh my god, they're never going to score ever again." Like they're getting shut down this series. Like it happens, but all it's going to take is one chance, and you know that they have the talent to score. They might get shut out this series. It might happen, but like let's be like, you know, they're gonna have to change up their game though to do it. But yeah, this series has been Al says, I'm pulling for Cole. Love the kid. Want nothing more for him to have his big moment. And, it was like the 50 goals, right? He like gripped his stick a little tight for a couple games and didn't happen. And then it happened. He did score. So maybe he's got it in him. Oh, we got some lines. I love it. Hold on. Pimpfash got the lines here. New hook with Suzuki and Slavkovsky. Oh, that's interesting. You're betting on the speed, eh? Like the new hook speed. I like that idea. I don't. They haven't tried that, but I like it. I like that. Anderson, Evans, Demidov. Not enough skill for Demidov to play with Demidov. No, I feel like you're not giving Demidov enough to play with there. Are you hoping that like Anderson just kind of like Demidov can just like sort of find Anderson going to the net and maybe create some offense that way? It's not a horrible strategy. Caulfield, Dach, Bolduc. So you're gonna put the two. I would argue that Dach and Bolduc are maybe the two hottest forwards right now on the team. So put them with Caulfield and see if they can jostle them up. I like that. And then Texier with Deneau and Galley. Add a little skill to that line, but it's still going to be your like fourth line, shutdown line. Okay, I like these. I like the new hook. The new hook is an interesting because new hook is the most like he's got the most like move up and down of the lineup, right? Like you can kind of put him at the fourth line, you kind of put him at the top line. Demidov has been quiet. Would he work with Suzuki? They barely played together this year. I feel like it's maybe too late to experiment with that. Maybe that's a next year question. But I feel like putting guys with guys who haven't played at all is a little risky. And I guess Newhook's killed penalties with Suzuki, so that actually could work. Swap Newhook and Josh, and that's all that's needed. Normally I wouldn't play Josh that much, but if you come out with that line, maybe they just score the goal that you need and then you can put him back. Demidov is having a hard time with the physicality of the series. It doesn't matter who he is with. Um, that's true, but he's been the one guy on the line. Like, he hasn't been playing with very good offensive players. Maybe somebody with a little more size and strength and skill on his line will open things up a little for him. Like, that's the Anderson thing, right? Maybe that'll help. But yeah, Demidov has definitely gotten a rude awakening in this series so far. Um, I think, with the Washington series, like, he just got here. Everything was new to him, so it's not in your head or anything. Tampa this time around, they knew what to expect from him and they knew how to shut him down, and so he's gotten this has really been his first real playoff experience, and so far he struggled to match up for sure. I was expecting more from Suzuki, Caulfield, Slav, and Demidov. Sure, they're their best players, so you would expect more, but they've been shut down so far, and they're gonna have to figure out how to get through it. It's a little discouraging to see how little Caulfield has been able to do. Yeah, no, I'm with you guys. I'm disappointed. I'm just like, I would caution the, like, they're never gonna get it done talk a little bit. Like, I'd be like a little, like, I mean, you never know. But so far it's not great. Caulfield's gonna have to. T. Morin's right. Caulfield is not shooting enough this series. That is the big difference here. He's just not getting shots on net, and that's really rough. Well, we're back for the third period, and all right, I gotta ask you guys. What do you think? Is this period gonna decide the series for you? All right, Ryan Cat says, I'm getting nervous at all the mistakes. Pimpash says, TB's driving the bus. I can only hope that we can somehow manage to steal this game because we're not carrying the play. They are leading in ozone time, though, the Habs are. By a slight margin, they're leading ozone time. And T-Bay has owned the third. They have done that. But hockey can be funny, so here's hoping we can get it done. Hey, that's it, right? It's one bounce. One bounce all it takes. Not worried about any of the top players. We have to remember we're playing a good team and tied in the series and the game. But would love to see the top players get something done, of course. Suzuki line hasn't shot the puck enough and no net from presence for a garbage goal. No, we are going home for game 6. That's true. Like, no matter what happens here, they do go back home for game 6. Odds of the series greatly increase. And Ryan says top line being quiet is a big problem. It's a huge problem. Can. Oh! After after Dobesh There we go. Texier, what a shot. And once again, like every damn game this series, except for the first, 3-2 for somebody, and it's the Habs. Unreal. And that was after Tampa hit the post. I was still trying to figure out what happened there. So Radish hit the post, and then Kucherov had a wide open net and fanned on it. And then the Habs were able to take it the other way. And Alex Texier, again, this fourth line, man. Unfreaking real. Funny how life turns out, eh? Did you guys think that Cole Caulfield would struggle so much to score in the playoffs, and then Alex Texier would get it done? And for all the, Suzuki does have now his 5th assist in these playoffs, so he's not playing incredibly, but he is factoring into these goals. So that goal came at 106. Well, I think Brendan Gallagher's done enough to prove that he could probably play again, eh? I mean, the schedule does him favors. It's not like a super compressed schedule, which is nice. Jack Guy's having a rough game. Yeah, it's funny. I thought he's had such a good playoffs up until this point, but tonight with, I think, a little more speed, a little less penalties, a little more speed tonight, and he's maybe not adjusting as well, which maybe doesn't bode well against a team like Carolina or whatever, and that's going to be offside by a shade. The blender is in full effect. What a pass by Hudson, though. See, imagine if they had Dobson. Dobson would be sending some stretch passes up too. Well, now Tampa's coming back as as it keeps happening, serving volley this entire series, and Dobish able to see the puck through traffic, which he's very good at. Dobson's a huge loss. I know. I'm trying not to like harp on it because they lost Hedman too, right? So it's kind of an even. I think it's a pretty even split here. But bummer that both of them are not here. By the way, so we don't get to see both teams at their absolute best, which is unfortunate. Slow mo shows that Vasilevsky won't be real happy letting that win in. No, he got a piece of it, and then it beat him. But again, playoffs, man. One weird bounce, and you never know. By the way, just as we all predicted, that Bolduc, Texier, and Doc would have such a good postseason. Man, these playoffs, you never know who's going to step up in these playoffs. And that's where the Canadians having a lot of pretty decent, maybe not having a great second line center, and that's definitely, a bummer, but they do have a lot of depth, quality depth forwards, and so far enough of them have been able to make up for the first line not being able to score. I wouldn't mind if the Suzuki line trumped Tampa's line matchups, but they are being badly outplayed. Kind of an incidental point. The goal was all Hudson. Yes, that's true, but he's there. He's still factored into it. But yes, you are correct. That was that was all Hudson on that play. Texier, man, really nice play here. But he's got to get the puck on at least back to the point. There you go. That was a nice play. Yeah, exactly. There's no headman, so it's they're both like one. They both have their like one of their top defensemen not here. I hope they don't try to sit back and try to protect. No, that will not work against Tampa. Tampa's just got too many big bodies down low to tire you out, so they really got to keep the game going in transition. I'm not gonna go as far to say that like one loss is bigger than the other. Like the Canadians and Tampa Bay Lightning have both lost major defensemen. Like that just not good for either side. 13:28 left in the third period here. It's 3-2 Canadians. Yes, another one goal game. Uh, the go ahead goal was scored by Texier a minute six into the third period. Shots are 26-21 Tampa. And it's just once again too close to call. Blue State, Red State. It's what a series this has been. Oh no. Really nice chance by what was that? Sorelli to Gourde, but the pass was a big floating pass, not easy to get. Demidov is playing well. Demidov seems like he's starting to figure out what he has to do, but still feels pretty far back from being comfortable around here. Big block by Matheson to get the puck down the ice, making up for his earlier gaff. Move your feet, guys. No time to sit back. You got to push the pace. We give up big chances in our own end. Yeah, I mean, Radish hit the post earlier, and then Kucherov had a wide open net, but the puck bounced over stick. So they're going to have to figure out a way to push the play. Oh, man, it was actually a good pass. Just Canadians deflected the puck right at the last minute, and oof, what a block by Matheson. I mean, you knew Matheson. You knew Matheson was going to be a warrior. Say what you want about his decision making sometime, but you knew. Hey, Jack guy with a nice shot on Vasilevsky. Gave up a big juicy rebound, but nobody had gotten set up yet. Oh, Gallagher with another chance. Just get that puck on net. Smart play by Struble. Oh, man, the puck was again on Gallagher's stick. And Newhook had a nice chance there. Are the Canadiens going to get their... And that's out of play. Is that going to be a power play for the Habs? No. Deflected out of play. But Marty doesn't look like he totally agrees, but I don't think they'll be able to figure that one out. Shots are now 23-26, with 26 for Tampa. It's getting close. I mean, the Canadiens are playing well this period. The Canadiens are out shooting them 5-3 so far, and have the lone goal of this period. Alexandre Texier is second to the playoffs. On a very, very lovely stretch pass from Lane Hudson, and Nick Suzuki got his first 5-on-5 point of this postseason, assisting on that goal. But yeah, this game still too close to call. Are we saying that that one went straight out and they didn't call it? It seems like they were saying that it was on a deflection. You guys are saying it's not a deflection, basically? Interesting. I want to see that replay. Here, yeah, David Darcy's saying it. Gallagher plays in Game 6. Yeah, I think so. I think he's proven that whatever he's going to give is better than what Kapanen can give at this point. Do you guys all agree? Do you guys think Gallagher's proven that he's going to play the next game? I think I'd be hard to. Let me know if you don't think Gallagher's going to play next game. I think that'll be the easier question to ask, because I think we all agree that Gallagher's done enough to warrant another game. Al Wilson was the man. Says Dobesh going to need a few more big saves for sure. Tampa's going to get a couple more chances, because this is. Remember that they don't want to go back to Montreal down a game. Like, that would be horrific for them. So, Kat says yes. We will see Gallagher next game. Yeah, it's funny. Like, Gallagher. I don't think any of us disagree that Gallagher wasn't in the top 12 forwards, but I'm not shocked that when he did come in, he would be ready. I just think that the grind of the season was a lot, and he started to struggle. But if it's the playoffs and the Canes have had some days of rest, he can play the last 3 games of the series, and I'm not too worried about it. But then maybe game 1 of the next series, you don't see him again. You know what I mean? Oh, nice steal by Matheson. I was going to say, you guys got to get it past the red line. Yes, this is a nice turnover. Very nice turnover to Bolduc. But they're in kind of the middle of a line change. Texier got on late, and they were not able to take advantage. Dobesh will need a blood transfusion and to borrow Gallagher's oxygen tank. I'm calling in my boss tomorrow and asking if I can get an oxygen tank for the next game. I feel like I need it. Need Galley's energy. Well, I don't think we're gotten to the point where we're gonna sit Caulfield, because again, the chances at some point he's gonna figure it out, right? Do you guys really think he's never gonna figure it out? It's the chance of Caulfield scoring is enough to keep him in the lineup, even if he's not playing well. All right, the Canadiens are kind of just sending it back to center ice right now, but ooh, a nice two plays by Slafkovsky to get the puck deep, and now he's got a chance to steal the puck on Lilleberg. And yeah, Lilleberg cannot. What a nice play by Slafkovsky, guys. Come on, let's keep the offense going here. All right, Evans. Evans with a nice blast. Hudson gets the puck deep again. Gallagher short side tried to beat Vasilevsky, and I think it got deflected high and wide, but a nice chance for Gallagher. How many shots does Gallagher have tonight? He's only got one, but I feel like he's been implicated in a whole lot. Of course, the big difficulty with Gallagher is, he's at the other side of the ice. He's on the offensive zone where you still notice him, but it takes him a really long time to get back to the defensive zone. So if they're playing against a team with quick transition, it's really tough for Gallagher. But so far, he's been able to get things done in the offensive zone and prove his worth. Only 7 minutes to go, as Karen says. Oh, Anderson couldn't go backhand to forehand. Otherwise, he had a chance to get a shot on net. But the Canadiens, it's all Habs at the moment. They've really been like holding on to the puck here. Braden Point off the rush, and the Habs are able to turn it over. Texier with, and man, you never know what Texier. He's really got a nice quick release. Texier. He's got a shot that seems to be that Vasilevsky seems to have trouble with. Hudson's one timer gets blocked and it starts a turnover. But again, the Tampa loses the puck at the blue line. Oh, Jack. I had a great chance to spring Slavkovsky on a stretch pass. Puck's alone in the blue paint, and Dobish dives. I mean, Marty's trying out some new things. I mean, do you like what you're seeing right now? Marty seems to like be putting guys with different guys. It's not like permanent changes. He's just kind of like every shift is kind of like somebody new out there. I kind of like it. I do think that he's keeping them guessing. Very disappointed with Slav and Caulfield tonight. I liked Slav's doing a little better this. Yeah, Slav's having a good period. I find. I feel like he's like being a little stronger. He hasn't really created a lot of offense, but I do feel like I see him working a little more in the offensive zone. They are a team. Mix them up if it works. Can we close out a game that is? So far, the answer has been not really. You have to change it up. These teams know each other so well. Karen says, I'm too old for this. If I stop commenting, you'll know my heart can take it. No, keep your heart going a little longer. I don't mind the blender if it works. Derek's also too old for this. No bad pinches. 6 minutes to go. Matheson needed a big third. Yeah. Needed to make up for that one. Okay, so there is 6 minutes to left in this game. What is going to happen here? Yeah, seriously, Karen, stay with us. We need you. You're the Canadiens' good luck charm. You all are. You are all the good luck charms. All right. Well, the Canadiens do not want to. There's less than 6 minutes to play. The Canadiens definitely do not want to ride this one out. They've got to be aggressive here. Oh, shit. Alex is in Italy. Hello, Alex. You came at just the right time. It's 5 minutes to play. The Habs are up 3-2. Shots are basically even now. 27-25 Tampa. And everybody has high blood pressure. This has been, I mean, winning would be better, obviously, but this has just been a great series so far. I would be super thrilled if I was a hockey fan that did not have a team in this series. It'd just be fun to watch. But unfortunately, uh, it's not the case. So we're gonna be very stressed. You almost wore your Caulfield jersey. Maybe you should have worn the Caulfield jersey. Maybe that would have been the good luck. Or have you worn it up until this point? That's the question. After last year's playoffs, this is amazing. Yeah, for real. This is an icing call, but Texier definitely felt like he was interfered with. Man, 31-12 faceoffs for the Habs. Your sports app is 2 minutes ahead. How is it 2 minutes ahead? I understand 35 seconds ahead or so, but 2 minutes ahead is pretty impressive. Last year was depressing, best forgotten, but just the playoffs, right? Like the team was not supposed to make the playoffs at all. Like I know the result was unfortunate, but like you guys realize the team like definitely exceeded expectations by making the playoffs last year. So no solace, I understand. Like once you're there, you got to like try your best to win, but yeah, we got 3 minutes to go in this one. And the puck is out of play. And we got some kerfuffling behind the net. Please do not do anything dumb. Go back to the bench. This has not been it's been like a conventionally physical game. It's 38-22 in hits for the Habs, by the way. Like, Canadians are out face-offing them, out hitting them. I think the Canadians have the edge. I think they're playing a little better than Tampa tonight. But again, it's like an incredibly close series, and it's like nobody's running away with this thing. Oh my God, Karen, don't bring us the win probabilities at this point. Too stressful. Too stressful for the win probabilities. I don't even want to think about it. No diving tonight. I know, which I think goes against the sort of the thought earlier that the Tampa Bay Lightning were not worried about taking penalties against the Habs. But I do think both teams after last game I think realized that they both kind of got lucky that each team only scored one power play goal and realized that it could have been much worse. The longest 3 minutes of our lives. Karen says we have outplayed them. Harry says, hey, Harry, by the way. Not sure anyone really predicted Habs as Cup contenders at the start of the season, and look at where they're at now. Cooper was warned about the diving. Is that conclude? Do we know that for sure? Ryan would prefer a two goalie, and it's true. Tampa will definitely pull their goalie. Maybe not that soon though. They haven't exactly. I don't know if you want to be too aggressive in pulling the goalie too early. Uh, I don't. It's not like the regular season. I don't think you pull the goalie with three minutes left. I think it's gonna. I don't know. We'll see. They were warned that we will hurt them for real. This is exhilarating, D. Smith said. I know. Isn't the playoff hockey the best? It's so stressful. All right, 3 minutes. What is going to happen? Can the Canadiens keep it going? And now it's like, if you can dump it out to center ice, just do it. Exactly. Evans, 12 for 13 on faceoffs. What a night he's had. I know he has not provided on offense as the second line center, but he's had a great game in other respects. I mean, he's Montreal's Sorelli in a way. I guess. Oof. No, you don't want to have that happen. And the thing is, Tampa are definitely shooting from everywhere. They're not. They're not. They don't discriminate on Dobesh. They are just firing away, trying to find that rebound. They have controlled the third. Who have the Habs or Tampa? I feel like it's been pretty good, hanging on, and yeah, they are indeed pulling the goalie. They are indeed pulling the goalie. 2:33 to go. And Sorelli does win the face-off. 6-on-5. Hagel's shot is blocked. .212 to go. Big puck clear for the Habs. Really stupid play by Matheson. He's had a few tonight. They're going to say that it hit a glove, though, but I don't know if they're going to. Not a great play by Matheson there. Oh, Hagel at the point is so dangerous. I don't like it. He's really deadly there. And he's now kind of come up. He's a bit almost down low, but now he goes right back up to the point so he can dish with Radish. Oh, Dano gets in there and blocks it. There's 128 to go. Empty net. They need to be more aggressive. It's 6-on-5. They're just trying to hang on at this point. Habs call their timeout. Yeah, it's tough to be aggressive when it's 6-on-5 and they're just trying to like. I think they've been aggressive with poke checking. The poke checking's been very good. They've done a good job of stopping passes, but they got to win the face-off here. And man, at 128, I'm not like opposed to. If you're in your zone, I'm not opposed to going for the empty net at this point. If you don't really have like a great lane to get the puck out, you know what I mean? If you got a lane to get the puck out, get the puck out. But if you don't have a lane to get the puck out and you can just flip it down the ice, definitely go for the empty netter. You can end the game at this point. Dobish is a cool customer, I will say. Hey, 3-1 Laval. Yo, they might go real far, Laval. Only a minute and a half. This is taking forever. This feels like an NBA playoff game where the last 2 minutes take like 8 million years and they get the foul. They do the foul throws and all that. Dobish has been fantastic. Yeah, he is. Any doubt that he's number one goalie now? Oh, Kucherov's shot gets kicked aside. No, that was. I mean, that's what I was saying about Slav, right? If you have a lane to get it out of the zone, get it out of the zone. If you don't have a lane, I mean, you can try to. But he had time. He had time to move it. I don't know what he was thinking. That was a really stupid play. I mean, they're fresh. It's not like the end of the world, the guys they have on there. But so that's a contested faceoff win, but Tampa gets it back. Slav can't get it out. But the pucks, they're getting in the lanes. All right, Suzuki was trying to aggressively get the puck there, but he couldn't. Oh, another block. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Gadask, give it out. And it goes into the corner. And it's done. They did it. Holy crap. Another 3-2 game. This time, it's 3-2 in regulation. The Canadiens have won. The Montreal Canadiens have pushed the Tampa Bay Lightning to the brink of elimination. They are up 3-2 in the series. They win 3-2. Can you guys believe it? What do you think, guys? Nail biter. The Canadiens are 1 game away from eliminating Tampa, and they get to be on home ice to potentially do it. Unfreaking believable. What a game. Youngest team pushing the grumpy old guys aside. Dobish is the first star. Dobish was, as Karen said, Dobish was fantastic. Yo, they got a real number 1 goaltender, guys, I think. That's the series. They come home to win. Thank you. Thank you for joining, Kelly. That was good to do that with other people, because that was very nerve-wracking. What about the face-off wins tonight? That was crazy. Tampa did really well at the end, though, I will say. Cirelli won a bunch at the end. I was really annoyed. Blown away by Dobesh. So calm and collected. Got to bury him on Friday. It's your birthday. It'd be a great present. I'll see you guys on Friday, by the way. We'll be back. Aren't we glad Boston forced a Game 6? No extra rest for Buffalo over Montreal. Yeah, no kidding. Yo, these playoffs have been so good so far. So they're tired. They're so tired they barely celebrated. Nothing to celebrate. They got a chance to finish this off. Didn't realize I paused my TV to take a pee. I was a minute behind. Well, then you get to witness it again and again. Habs deserve that game. They were the better team. Game-winning goal for Texie, just like we all fucking planned it. Where's Pimvash? Where you? Pimvash, where you at, my man? Happy birthday, hair merchant. All should be good unless the brain dead belt center clad starts Olaine in the second period. You got no Olays. It's a terrifying game right now. These games are terrifying, every single one of them, aren't they? Unbelievable stuff. 3-1 Laval in the third. Awesome. When do we play again? Friday. Yes, Friday. I'll see you on Friday, Karen. Friday at 7 p.m. at the Bell Center, and right here on YouTube. We will do the game, and the Canadiens have a chance to eliminate. Good night. I'm worried our top guns have been lame ducks. Not sure we can keep winning without scoring from them. But then again, maybe they'll score, and then that'll be that. By the same token, they managed to go 3-2 in the series without their best players. So maybe it's just a matter of time that they wake up. Could happen. Pretty good defense. Not much got through. That was a pretty good shutdown there at the end, I have to say. I prefer Boston, too. I think we're a better match against them. Yeah, for sure. Buffalo's a better team than Boston. I'd rather meet Boston for sure. But I still think Buffalo's got that one. I know Boston's done a decent job. Thanks to you, Timur. See you later. So yeah, we'll be back Friday for Game 6. Blown away by Dobish. Me too. Quietly, not tonight. He's been quiet up until this game, but quietly just been like an amazing presence this series. Like he has gone blow for blow with Andre Vasilevsky, a man who was nominated for a Vezina trophy just yesterday, today, and has won one and has won two cups. And Jakub Dobeš, the little goalie that could from well, he's a big goalie, but the goalie that could from Ohio State has man gone toe to toe here, and it's been unbelievable, unbelievable to watch. Nail biter, but a nice win. In control now. Go home and finish it. Let's not count our chickens before they've hatched. We pulled one out tonight, but this is far from over. It is far from over. I still, I said after two games, I'm like, this thing's going seven, and it could still go seven. But the Habs look good tonight. We'll see what happens. We'll see Friday, David Darcy. Dobish stood tall in the third. Who were the stars anyway in the end? Texier, James, and Hudson. Yeah, that's pretty dumb. Dobish was definitely. I mean, 38 saves for Dobish is crazy. So yeah, okay, let's settle up here. Bet you can get tickets for Friday for love nor money. I wouldn't do this with any other people. Yeah, we got to do it here together. That's what we're doing. Doc's playing for contract, making a statement. That is true. So, all right, let me tell you what we got coming. So, I'm just cleaning up the Liveblog replay, so you can go watch that on the Montreal Gazette website right now. We have all the goals and some highlights there for you to watch. Um, if you want to relive the Texier goal, relive the Dach goal, relive the Gallagher goal. Brendan Gallagher is back and he scored a goal. You can do all that. And then tomorrow, we're recording Hockey Inside Out. We're going to have Knuckles. We're going to have Rick Green. And we're going to have Brian Scrudlin. And they'll all be there. So at the sometime in the afternoon, we'll have to do a quick edit on that bad boy. And then we'll have that up on YouTube in the afternoon. So please stay tuned for that. Tonight, we're also going to have the Hidden Game. Hidden Game, Herb Zukowski with the numbers behind the game. We're going to get those for you. And tomorrow morning, I'll have About Last Night for you with a little extra context. And, of course, your comments, your best comments of the night. Yeah, I'd love to shout you guys out in the paper or in the online version anyway. And then, yeah, stay tuned. Montreal Gazette's going to have all the coverage on Friday of the game. And could the Habs clear it out in 6? I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna find out. But thank you guys so much. I miss Rick Woods too. I don't know what happened to Rick Woods. You know, sometimes people have plans. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you miss the game. It does happen sometimes. But hopefully he's back on Friday, and hopefully you're back on Friday as well. Very much appreciate you guys spending the evening with me. It was a lot of fun, very nerve wracking. My heart is racing right now, so I'm sure your heart is racing. So I'm going to go have a little snack, have a little nightcap. I'm going to finish up about last night for you guys. And yeah, we'll see you guys on HIO tomorrow. And then we'll see you guys in the live blog on Friday. So thank you guys so much. Have a good night. And